Hello, your eyes do not deceive you. I am early. My daughter started a new daycare. It's way across town, which means that my wife and daughter have to leave much earlier than they used to have to leave for the current place, which means I am free to get on the clock a little earlier, at least for now. Today's literally the first day of it, so I don't know if it's gonna last forever, but for today, I was just here chilling. Might as well. Why'd you change daycares? It's pretty easy. My old daycare provider in March came out one day and said, "Hey, just so you guys know, I'm gonna take 4 weeks of vacation. I'm gonna take the last 3 weeks of July and the first week of August. Is that okay?" And we said, everybody there said, yeah, that's fine. And then as soon as we got home, we started looking for new daycare providers because that's just crazy. It's definitely like not okay. Because when your daycare provider takes vacation, you also basically have to take vacation. So for her to just be like, we're taking a month in the middle of the summer was a little presumptuous. I mean, she filled the spot like before my daughter was even out of the daycare. You know, there's a crunch in daycare for sure. There's way more demand than supply. So she's doing totally fine. But as a tenured daycare user, I was not gonna just eat 4 weeks of no daycare. A new initiate, sure, you gotta pay the price. We paid the price. We paid the price during 2021. If your child has ever had a runny nose, they're not allowed to come to the daycare for 2 weeks. Now you pay the price. Enjoy your summer. We're going elsewhere. What if they find your stream and learn you take vacations every few months? Then they should fast track me into the daycare, because me taking vacations routinely means they still get paid, but they have to look after one less kid. Have you thought critically about this, or are you just you're just hitting me with a no you? If anything, if they find out I take vacations every couple of months, they should offer me a little discount. They should just sync up vacation times with you. No, there's 9 parents at the. I've realized other people are the reason that Twitter sucks now. Have you noticed that the Twitter For You page now is it used to be just people I know complaining about minor things, which sucked pretty bad. Then it was people falling down escalators for a little bit, which was awesome. Now all I get is people who are, I don't know what happened, if I clicked on like the wrong thing once and it just screwed up my algorithm forever. Now it's all 17-year-old kids pretending to be business gurus. Like I got a tweet yesterday that was like, if you really want to be an admirable man, you need to make some changes in your life. Replace alcohol with water. Replace excuses with action. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, you're not, how about replace posting with actually like getting some shit done? It had like 11,000 likes or something like that. That was like, if you want to do things, you need to stop not doing things and do things. And I was like, people are clicking on it. They're like, so true. People these days are way too lazy. Like, lady, you tweeted 17 times this hour. Even worse are the YouTube Shorts business dudes. I don't watch those. Like, I will one day be vindicated for not watching YouTube. We're going to make YouTube videos, by the way. It's just, for everybody who's not familiar with why we have not made Super Auto Pets videos lately, is because I was away for a week, and then there was like a week where my daughter was not in daycare, and then now like this is a week where my daughter's in daycare, but she's not really in daycare. Like she's going to be there for like half days. Oh shit, is there daycare drama? You guys spend way too much time on the internet. There's no daycare drama. We switched daycares. Is there restaurant drama? No, the food came out and we paid the bill after we ate the food, and then we got a box and we left the business. Drama. The bus arrived. I got on and tapped my compass card. It said one zone, and then I got off. What about her friends? She's 2. Making friends when you're a kid is like insanely simple. What's your name? Hi, I'm Matthew. What's your name? Hi, I'm Michael. You want to play with the big truck in the sandbox? Boom. Guess what? 23 years later, you're invited to their wedding. You're like their best man. Making friends as an adult is impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible because, like, you know, people have higher standards. It's just everybody's like much more busy. I think the only way to really make friends as an adult, except by accident, is to join like a meetup group. That's like, hey, we're gonna, you know, hey, everybody we're gonna get together and play board games. But then it's just gonna be other weirdos with no friends. I don't want to be friends with them. I want to be friends with popular people who have room for one more space. I don't want to be friends with other people who are friendless like me. I want to get looped into someone who's got like a really burgeoning social life, and as a result, you know, they can just take me along for the ride. I'd never want to be in a group that would have me as a member. So true. So true. I'm not saying I need friends. I'm just saying, you know, my daughter's not going to have too much time too hard of a time making friends at daycare, I think. Because they're like they're just in close proximity for like 8 hours a day. And honestly, like the kids in daycare right now are, in her daycare, they're 2 to 5 years old. I don't think kids really start getting mean until maybe like 7, something like that, 7 or 8. Definitely as teenagers, preteens and teenagers, they can be mean for sure. Little kids are just honest. But the honesty, it cuts both ways, man. My daughter, occasionally she's like insulted me. But yesterday she complimented me. She picked up a little figurine of Daddy Pig and said, look at his big belly. I said, does Daddy have a big belly? She looked at my stomach and she said, no, it's pretty small. Hey! I thought that was a fair appraisal. Anyone else think a retirement home for mid-30-year-olds would be cool as hell? All your food is cooked for you and they plan social activities for you? You haven't earned it yet. Like, you can do that on vacation. That's called a resort. But I'm sorry to tell you, you haven't earned it, I think, until... You're not going to like what I'm going to say? I don't think you've earned it till like 65. I was going to say 60. But, I mean, you look at 60-year-olds these days, you can still find 60-year-olds who have like an 8-pack. I think you got to hit 65, and then you've done your work. Then you can start to do lawn bowling and canasta, and I mean, you could do all this stuff. You just can't live in the facility full time. I mean, that's crazy. 45? That's nuts, man. King Charles didn't even become the king until he was 74. You're going to retire at 45? From what, posting? Doesn't your ass threaten to retire every week? Listen, you don't worry about me. You worry about you. I don't know you, little bro. What you're witnessing right here, this is a two-way mirror. Wait, is it a one-way mirror? A two-way mirror is just a window, right? I perceive you, you don't perceive me. You only perceive what I allow you to perceive. I see Matt Damon, environmentally friendly, shrinking. This is downsizing. I also see Matt Damon, Scarlett Johansson. Is this not We Bought a Zoo? I also see Green Book. Okay. Robin Williams, scientist. Green. This is Flubber. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, shrinking kids. Scientist. Average is 4.1. Okay, I'm going to start with Honey, shrinking kid. And then give me, Green Book. Am I crazy to think that maybe there was someone named Butch in that? Or there's Butch Sundance and the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Outlaws. Matt Damon, Scarlett Johansson. Environmentally friendly. Matt Damon, scientist. Matt Damon, Scarlett Johansson, bear. This is not We Bought a Zoo. Robin Williams, green, rubber-like. Oh, how about this? Butch Outlaws, Wyoming. Book. Flubber's not a satire. It does feature a scientist, though. Matt Damon, Scarlett Johansson, book bear. It's not really like a satire. I think I'm a little confused, even though this looks great. I'm confused by the shapes, and it happens. What the hell is Scarlett Johansson book Bear? Oh, shit. Maybe Honey, I Shrunk the Kid is a trick. And maybe it's Matt Damon shrinking satire. Okay, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Environmentally friendly Matt Damon shrinking. Scarlett Johansson Honey Bear book. I mean, it must be Winnie the Pooh. It's the Jungle Book. It is not Winnie the Pooh. This Green Book is like a gimme, but Green Book is not a satire. And nobody shrinks in it. Maybe Matt Damon's in it, and maybe they're outlaws. Matt Damon is not in it. I don't think it... Oh, it's environmentally unfriendly the way Viggo Mortensen throws his chicken out of the window. Okay, it doesn't count. Honey, shrinking, kid. Oh, scientist. All right, it was easy enough. We got it. I beat the washed allegation. That one was confusing because there's like so many red herrings. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. What is the second movie in Saga? Don't think so. Let me think here. Okay, 127 hours. Movies that are just single person. They're like a man versus nature. 127 hours buried, Castaway. There's one. The Great Gatsby, La La Land, 500 Days of Summer. Zooey Deschanel, Baz Luhrmann, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Movies nominated for the Best Picture, even though they came out 10 years apart. I don't know. Movies that... 2 out of these 3 movies I really like. Movies with Tobey Maguire in them somewhere. I don't have an answer for you right here, okay? Hang on. I see something else. I see 127 Hours, Spring Breakers, which is like that's James Franco. But I don't know if James Franco was in any of these other ones. This is impossible? Movies about unrequited love, maybe? Is that the perks of being a wallflower? Movies... Wow, he's crazy! He's insane. Okay. Hang on. Directed by Harmony Korine. James Franco. Movies about drugs. Requiem for a Dream. Blow. Scarface. Spring Breakers. Okay. And then Fall, Spring Breakers, and... Oh, these are all movies about seasons. Oh, wait. So we have Unrequited Love, movies like about a man being stranded and needing help, movies about drugs, Unrequited Love, Planet Terror, Hook... Oh, movies where the hero has a metal limb. Movies where the hero has... Or not the hero, I guess, because Hook is the villain. Rose McGowan has a machine gun leg. Ash has a shotgun arm, Captain Hook has a metal hook, and Bucky Barnes has a metal arm. I can't believe it. Substance use, isolation, survival, weaponized prosthetic limbs. Great reversal today. Whoever's making these, I hope it's not AI. Don't even get me started. Every AI user is my enemy. If you're not using ChatGPT-4, you're being left behind. Okay, why is your ass tweeting about it instead of just taking that, like, the nuclear codes and building, like, $1 billion business? I don't understand. Because you're not building $1 billion business. Your ass is selling Substack subscriptions. You think I have no media literacy? Okay, guess the game. Guess the game. It's God of War, Ragnarok. Okay, honestly, here's what I was gonna say. I think it looks too shitty to be God of War Ragnarok, but it was. I present that without judgment. That's all. Maybe they got a bad screenshot. Maybe it's a scan of official PlayStation magazine or something, but I saw snow and I saw a raven, and I thought to myself, it must be that the only reasonable early guess is God of War. This, to me, looks like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I'm going to take that back. This is This War of Mine. I'm insane. I'm unbelievable. That was a good game. I remember I got my ass beat in the YouTube comments for This War of Mine. Because I went to like a house. This is what YouTube was like in 2016. I raided a house and I was stealing like their food so that I could eat. And then there was like dialogue lines that were like, no, please, sir, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. And you have like the option to intervene. I was like, I'm just getting the cans and getting out of here. And people in the comments were like, you are like an abuse apologist. You are like enabling this person to get away with something they shouldn't get away with. And I was like, that was like a watershed moment for me where I was kind of like, fuck the comment section forever. I was like, you are crazy. I can't believe I'm even in the comments defending myself. Like, I made a tough decision playing a video game, and people are like, you're actually a bad person. I was like, bitch, she's a 1 and a 0. You're being mean to like a real person with feelings. Holy cow. And you think you got the high ground, which is the craziest part. I have a Costco advertisement. Just so you know, the Swiffer wet jet pads are safe on all finished floors. Asterisk, because they don't know if your floors are made out of, I don't know, like straight copper or something. Tile hardwood laminate. It does it all. I'll also tell you, maybe this is, I think that I'm millennial pilled. I don't think I'm crazy. Whenever like a cleaning spray is like spray a little bit on a surface and test to see if it's going to damage it, I've never done it before in my entire life, and I've never suffered the consequences of not doing it. It's just a little, you really think I'm going to spray this on a chrome faucet and it's going to, what is it going to be like acid? It's going to go It's vapor. Vapor can't melt metal. At least not the kind you can buy from like London Drugs. Yeah, I wouldn't use it to clean the Mona Lisa. You're right. I'm just saying. It's not vapor. You know what I mean? It's a suspension of droplets. I can't think of a first person MMO. Except for VR chat. 2018 first person, third person MMO, multiplayer cooperative, massively multiplayer. I'm sorry, I'm tapped. It's probably Advance Wars. It's probably Carmageddon. Probably Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive. Oh, Daisy! Oh, I maybe could have gotten it, but 2018 my butt. I guess that's like a technically. I associate DayZ a little bit more with like 2012. Shanghai #1 draft pick. I don't know what that means. Oh no, you're saying get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. I see. Don't take my own joke that I stole and steal it to use it against me. Plus, players that are washed, they don't get drafted by the Chinese Basketball League. They sign like an unbelievably lucrative free agency deal. You don't even know how sports work. That's why the joke doesn't make any sense. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes Daily. A 4-word drama from 1993 that everybody loves. Silence of the Lambs. Gives a refreshing and bittersweet dimension to the age-old clash between generations. Grumpier old men. Both sweeping and intimate, a lovely evocation of changing cultures and enduring family ties. The Family Stone. Sorry, we got a little hardware acceleration issue on this one. With this huge, abundantly female cast, director Wayne Wang weaves an intricate tapestry of matriarchal strength and sacrifice. It's fried green tomatoes. Critics' consensus traces the generational divide, unearthing universal truths while exploring lives through the lens of a specific cultural experience. Is this the Joy Luck Club? How do I know this? How do I know what the Joy Luck Club is? Something about the Golden Gate Bridge combined with this image unlocked like an old video store memory from my head. I don't know how I got there. Maybe we had this recently, but the Joy Luck Club just popped right in there. By the way, people they don't even realize they're their own worst enemy. So many people in chat are like, so many of the guesses you made were 3 words or 5 words. Yeah, because I didn't know what the fuck it was. So why would I throw out a guess that's obviously wrong just so it sticks to the criteria that they sent out there? You spend 10 minutes being like, okay, a drama from 1993 that's critically beloved that has 4 words in it. The query returns 0 results. So what would you rather I type something that has 4 words even though it's obviously wrong? Not to mention, none of you fuckers have ever heard of the Joy Luck Club. The only movie you ever talk about is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So you shut the fuck up. This is a home game for me. Hey, Rivers Cuomo Sensei, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Much appreciated. I know if it's not Puss in Boots, and it's not Shrek 2, and it's not Everything Everywhere All at Once, nobody in chat's going to know what the fuck it is. They're just going to be like, oh, your guess couldn't have possibly been right. No shit, idiot. I didn't know what it was until I saw this thing that unearthed like a hidden memory from going to Blockbuster 1,000 times as in 5-year-old. Get a clue, bozo. This is the 1950s. This is the 1960s. It is the funeral after the death of an American president. Could be John F. Kennedy. Film stock appears to be roughly correct. Uniforms appear to be roughly correct. Toss me in 1965. It's not even close. That's tough. I don't know. FDR? FDR dying like 40, 44, 43? Damn, Harry Truman didn't really waste any time, huh? Can you imagine dropping an atomic bomb like your first year in office? Nowadays, they can't even get like student loan forgiveness through. Back in 1945, dude, took over the job. 6 weeks later, he was like, I'm going to unleash a fury the likes of which humanity has never harnessed before in human history. I'm not the kind of guy who robs houses. Whenever I see a house with windows like this, though, I'm always like, you just rob this house so easily? You just like smash up one spark plug, throw it through the window, and like you're in. I'm sure they got blinds or something, but like, just this. I don't know if I would. I want a house with windows. I don't want a windowless bunker, but this is almost like it's too much window for me. You're not getting through the private militia? I don't know, maybe. You could rob almost any house. That's what I always wondered, like, sometimes you'll see like a movie and like a robber's gonna like break through a window, they can't get in. They're like try to break through the door and it's locked, they can't get in. Couldn't they just get like a saw and like saw through the side of the house next to the door? You know what I mean? Like it's all just wood, right? Maybe I played too much teardown. Couldn't you just get a saw and go like, and then like get a hole and then go in through the slats or something? It brings a lot of attention. I guess. Go through the roof, lock pick the door. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I guess you could just break down anything. You could always just like shoot a missile at it or something and then walk in. I don't know how much this house is. They've given up on a second floor and instead they have 30-foot high ceilings. Listen, this happened to my brother-in-law. They bought a house in the living room I don't even know how tall the ceilings are. But the house is 2 stories, but the living room doesn't have the second story, so it just goes up to the roof. And they got all these like pot lights on the ceiling. And then the light bulb went out, and they're like, we don't know how to change it. Like, we got to get some guy to come up here with like a 25-foot ladder and change the light bulb. I don't know how you do it, man. It's crazy. It's a jetpack. It happened to my parents as well. I just wonder, like, how are you going to change these light bulbs, man? Anyway, I'm going to say this is a $3 million house just because I don't know where it is yet. That's too low. 6 bed, 6.5 bath. This shit is horrible. This is like horrendous. I don't know what's going on with the 19-inch flat screen angularly mounted on this. I also don't know what's going on with this. I've never seen an island in the bathroom before. Like, I get that you could put towels and stuff in there, but like, what is this for? What is this little seat for? So you can cut your peppers while you're in the bath. I guess it could be a massage table. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not really... It seems a little high for a massage table. Maybe the perspective's a little weird, though. I don't know. I mean, this is like... You know what I'm doing here. 3.25. You're a Housel legend. Not a Baron today, just a legend. I thought that house looked nice, okay? So it's a little much for me, but it could be worse. Hang on, what did my wife say here? I dropped our daughter off at the new daycare. Now I'm sitting in the car waiting until 10:15. Yo, she let you go away though? She was like, we're gonna give this a try without parental supervision. That seems like that's a milestone in and of itself. Because I thought you were going to have to stay there. I did it myself when we put her in the first daycare. So did Kate. We brought our daughter to daycare, and then I just stayed there for like an hour and a half. And I was like, what am I doing here? Brown bear, what do you see? I see a purple cat looking at me. Other kids I've never seen before were like coming up to me and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here either. I'm a little too old for daycare. This is John Lennon at the Taj Mahal. I know it's not actually John Lennon. I was going to say it's not from like the 70s. It's just a guy who wishes it was the 70s. But now I'm seeing how you're dressed, and I'm like, I think it's the 70s, man. I don't think you're John Lennon, though. I don't know who you are. You look really familiar. Many people have seen this man in their dreams. Have you seen him? You look so familiar to me. You're freaking me the fuck out. So I know that the Taj Mahal is in Agra. So we can at least get that. I think, I'm just going to say this is like 1973. It was 1966. It's George Harrison! It's crazy how George Harrison was like so much older than me, but in this photo, he looks like younger than me. That's crazy. You know what? That is kind of what threw me. It does look like he's taking the photo with a selfie stick. Is this AI generated? Yeah, I have like no idea. I think this might be Greece. I think it is Greece. Athens, Greece. 1982. I know where Greece is. I know a lot about the world. This is Athens, 1982. It was 1980. Oh, Athens, 1983. So many haters in chat. Yeah. Enjoy that. Someone said it's in black and white. Bro, so is the artist. This shit won Best Picture in like 2012. I'm assuming this is Berlin. This is like Checkpoint Charlie, which just being honest, I don't know where that is. So let's go with the Berlin Wall Museum. And this is 1955. It's a Cold War spy at Checkpoint Charlie, 1961. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, you got to assume that this is like Paris. I don't know what's going on with this scale model of the Eiffel Tower, which I very nearly called the Empire State Building. Maybe that's... I've always heard that it's not actually that big. Is this just actually the size of the Eiffel Tower? And this guy's like the dude who invented basketball? Car-wise, to me, this looks like the mid-1960s. Just put me a 65. The 66, a mini Eiffel Tower in Paris. I'm actually insane at Time Guesser today. This is Australia. I was going to say San Francisco for a second. I don't know who this is, though. Is this Debbie Harry? Maybe she's over here at Dawes Point. No, because this is a bridge as well. But this is a bridge. That's an expressway. She's probably like right here. She's at Dawes Point Park. And this looks like the 1980s to me. I'm going to say this is 1983. You got it spot on. You were 800 meters away. I'm crazy at Time Guesser. You show me a photo, and as long as there were no tricks, I will tell you within 5 years when it was taken. Today we got 46,425. Was that Nicole Kidman? I could see it. That must be a PB. I think you're right. We still got listed. I say it every time. I love listed, man. You were further off on your own photo. True. But you know what? People, they raked me over the coals a little bit for not immediately knowing that it was myself. Here's a couple that I just want to say in my own defense, okay? I was like 4 or 3 when the photo was taken. And you don't want to be the guy, because it's such like a sniper shot to be like, that's me. This is where it was. Like if I saw a picture of Tom Cruise, I would be like, that's Tom Cruise. But to see a picture that I don't have any recollection of ever seeing and be like, I'm pretty sure that's me. If you got it wrong, people would be like, Lil Bro actually thought it was him. Can you believe it? Like it was a surreal moment. I'm happy that I had the wherewithal to fight for myself and say that, yeah, it is me. Listen, they did go 10x on their house. But they also did buy it in 1992. That's 31 years ago. 10x over 3 years? What is 30 years ago, not great. It's still pretty good. I mean, like, doubled 3 times. And you had somewhere to live for 3 years, or 3 decades. Sorry, you're right. But houses are messed up, man. Because if you, like, own a house, and then you, like, your house goes up in value, you're like, sick, look at how much money I can make if I sell my house. But then you sell your house, and you're like, fuck, now I got no place to live. Then you got to go buy a house, and all the other houses have gone up roughly proportionally to the same amount that your house went up. So I think and this is the thing that I've been trying to explain to my parents. You know, they've like traded up houses so many times. And I'm like, if you want to capture that value, you guys got to downsize. You got to take your current house and then sell it and then go live in like a 600 square foot shoebox condo in Vancouver so you can help us babysit. And then all that equity that you've built up on the way up the ladder, now it's in your bank account, which is great. But if you just take the house that you got and then sell it and you want to buy a place that's almost the same, then you got to spend the same amount of money to buy the new place. Dude, I have some leftover pizza. Check this out. Focaccia crust ricotta cheese, spinach, Parmesan, olives, roasted garlic. Whoo! Mmm. That's pretty good. You know, while I'm waiting for Darkest Dungeon 2 to download, what do you want me to say about Sudbury, man? It's just, I don't know anything about Sudbury. That's not true. I know the thing that everybody knows about Sudbury, okay? It's a city in northern Ontario, and it has the world's largest nickel. Literally, it has a giant statue of a coin with a beaver on it. And that's all I know about Sudbury. That's it. Actually, that's not true. I know they have an OHL team called the Sudbury Wolves. NASA did tests here because the ground is very close to a moon rock. I didn't insult Sudbury. I'm not saying there's nothing noteworthy. I mean, think of all the cities in northern Ontario that I don't know. I really only know Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury, and like Wawa or something like that. That's it. That's all I got. Oh, and North Bay, and Thunder Bay. Hang on, I'm almost done. Etobicoke? Etobicoke's not in northern Ontario. It's like an hour outside of Toronto. Timmins? I don't know Timmins. I do know that that's where Shania Twain is from. Smiths Falls? It has the Hershey Chocolate Factory, or at least used to. I don't know if it still does. Okay, I'm done. Canada? This shit is not in northern Ontario. Northern Ontario is like the Arctic Circle. Did you see Northern Lion by Balenciaga video? I don't mean to insult whoever prompt engineered that, okay? But I do not interface with AI. If you ever tweet me a video that is like, check it out, I put like a prompt into Mid-Journey or ChatGPT-4 or something like that, I don't fuck with it. I just scroll past. Because I just don't care. You didn't do anything. Someone draws a picture. Maybe the picture is a 2 out of 10. Maybe the picture is a 10 out of 10. I click the heart and I say, thanks, this is amazing. They put their heart and soul into it. Someone typed into a window, Northern Lion, but you know, with a mohawk or something like that. I don't care. There's no spirit there. There's no fire. There's no passion. Just a click. I don't want that. It's not about the effort, it's about the result. I couldn't disagree more. I'm not anti-AI necessarily. Like if it helps make my customer service experience when Air Canada loses my bags a little bit smoother, that's okay by me. I just like there's already enough like horrendous art on the internet that has like real people behind it. The force multiplier there's going to be like 10,000 times the volume of shitty art produced daily now. I just don't need to see it. Wow, that's me if I was wearing a long leather coat. Come on, man. Like we got real problems. We got shit to do. I can just use my imagination. I'm not anti-AI. I'm anti the people who are so pro AI and it's not even like I'm coming from second principles, which I'm admitting is not fair. But when you sign on to Twitter and every single day is just a bunch of people who are like, I exited Stripe as employee number 75, and now like my whole life is just tweeting about how good ChatGPT-4 is, you would be annoyed as well. You would be skeptical. I'm sure that, we're at the ground floor, but at the same time, I look at it almost like, in the early 20th century, people just like baked bread and everyone was like, holy shit, this bread is so good. And then like they started making bread in enormous factories with bleached flour and preservatives and uniform loaves. And the bread tasted like shit, but you could sell it for like 3 cents a loaf and it never went bad. And an entire generation was like, look at how much bread we're making. Look at how much bread we're making. And then finally, in like the last 15, 20 years, people are like, I don't want that bread anymore. I want the bread where I'm willing to pay a little bit more for the baker who's been doing it for 40 years and his forearms look like Stanley Tucci's. And then the bread has a uniqueness. You know, every loaf is a little bit different. It's got a different ear to it. It's the air bubbles don't pop up in exactly the same way. That's how I feel about AI right now. Which is, for like a couple of weeks, I was like amazed that robots could make pictures. And now I'm like sick of it. I'm like, I don't want this picture from a robot. I want an imperfect picture from someone who it has like meaning behind it. They have like they have an impetus apart from just making it. Like the impetus is like they felt something and they wanted to create an actual effect on the world instead of just like, wouldn't it be funny if Samuel L. Jackson was the commander of the USS Enterprise? Like, I care less about the results of the AI and more about the fact that I would rather have a human being make it, even if like the picture, quote unquote, looks worse. All right, now boot up Darkest Dungeon 2. Okay. Also, I think if you, I'm not anti-AI. I'm invested in the S&P 500. I have to be at least a little pro-AI because this is what every company's pivoting to. However, I think if you were a creator, you might also find yourself in my shoes and be a little bit more annoyed with AI. If every 3 days your friends came to you and were like, hey, check out what I made. Write a joke in the style of Greg. And then they're like, it's amazing. It's just like you. And then it was the worst fucking joke you'd ever seen in your entire life. And they thought it was like a one-to-one recreation of your personality. You would be like, get this shit out of my face. This robot fucking sucks and it's humorless. Wow, dude, I asked NL, ChatGPT to write a grocery anecdote as if I was NL, and it wrote, I was at the grocery store and I bought oranges. What came first, the color orange or the name orange? I don't know. Anyway, I was at the grocery store. You would be pissed off too, okay? I'm not saying I'm not biased. I'm merely saying, well, I'm saying I'm biased, but I'm also saying I can't deny my biases. Also, like, I don't know if you guys are seeing, it's so loud. And again, it's another Twitter mention. Darkest Dungeon 2 came out. ... based. Wait, Darkest Dungeon 2. They made I heard just when I thought the dungeon couldn't get any darker, you go and do something like this. But every thread on Twitter now has some idiot blue check replying and adding this account called Bob Will Explain. And it's like an AI account that explains the context for like the joke or whatever the original tweet was. And like 90% of the time, it's literally just wrong, which is very funny. But at the same time, it's like, it's so irritating. It'll be like, hey, Bob Will Explain. Can you explain this? Yes, they're saying, how is it possible? This teacher should not be allowed to teach her class because her ass is too fat. And I'm like, what is this? This thing is not good. It's in the AI dead zone where it's not like bad funny and it's not good impressive. Context. He didn't think the dungeon could get any darker, but then it did. /marker. Darkest Dungeon 2. The game so good, they made it twice. It's Darkest Dungeon 2. It came out finally. I didn't know that it hadn't come out. I played this in 2021 when it came out in early access. And then I was like, maybe I'll play it again in the future, and then never did. But now it's out, and we're going to check it out again. I heard that they've tightened up some stuff that I barely remember about the original time playing it. Like, you don't have to focus as much on the driving, which makes sense. And instead of it being, if you're familiar with Darkest Dungeon, instead of like a 30-hour-long campaign, they're like 2 to 3 hour long roguelite style runs. That's all I really know about Darkest Dungeon 2. We're going to figure it out together with each other on the fly here. So Victor, don't send me Samuel L. Jackson as the captain of the USS Enterprise, okay? Those of you who are watching on YouTube might be confused about why that's relevant. We were talking about AI-generated images before. It's soulless. Listen, okay. If you want to watch a VTuber with the AI-generated text coming out of their mouth, it's a free market, baby. Do whatever you want to do. If you want the pops and the cracks and the warts and the feces and the sneezes and the snot and the mucus and the gruel, then you stick around here, okay? I'm an analog streamer. The POV, you just received a package on Amazon and you didn't open your door within 0.3 seconds of the first knock. You know what this is? This is like it's a pump-up song. This is like me listening to Du Hast to get my adrenaline pumping for a chess tournament in the 6th grade. My big ass Sony over-the-ear headphones plugged into my computer Windows media player. Du Hast. My head. E4. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, it's all messed up, okay? Eldritch creatures are rising. People are going crazy. They're tearing their own eyes out.
I glimpsed it lurking at the ragged edges of your mind.
Bro, you literally don't know me.
Its venom spread through the veins of the world, and I trembled at its terrible reverberation.
This is, you know what this is? This is Dostoevsky's Notes from Underground. Dude literally told like a joke that flopped at a party, and he's like, "These antediluvian machinations of the cerebrum, will I ever be free from their bitluminous rot?" It's like, just wait 5 seconds, take a piece of bread, and then tell another joke. Like, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Why you gotta be so dramatic? Brightness up, please? You don't know what game this is, do you? It's not called, Bright Dungeon 2. Is it fair that the AI is targeting the same unit over and over? I feel like that's not fair. They focus fire, smart AI. I thought the whole point of video games was to make me feel smarter than a computer, an increasingly rare feeling in the modern era. I thought you were anti-AI? Well, when the AI is deliberately stupid to make me feel smarter, then I'd consider it like a useful idiot. A taster of each, if you please. Gives liquor with unknown effects. I require very little to enjoy the effects. Gives a combat item. Let's take a taster of each. They have become anemic. But we have gotten... Hey, 2 targets, great stress reduction. I've poisoned your wine. I've poisoned yours as well. Round start, 50% days chance? That's horrible, man. And if I was your husband, I would drink it. So, times Winston Churchill owned that lady by saying he would end his own life. Great moments in masculinity. That lady? Who was that lady? All I know is Winston Churchill was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and then there was like a lady who was always like, "Oh, stop drinking so much. The nation depends on you." And he basically did the Generation X like crotch chop and said, "Forget you. I'm going to keep pickling myself." Madam, if you were my wife, I would suck it, I think is what he said. He said that to Nancy Astor, who was a Nazi sympathizer. Well, then he shouldn't drink the tea if she poisoned it. He should make her drink the tea. She doesn't sound like a nice person. Based. It's self-defense. She tried to kill him by poisoning his tea. Sleep if you can. Meet our toil well rested. Me talking to my daughter, trying to convince her to go to sleep. We had a moment of weakness. Hang on, hold Alt while driving to see flame level. My daughter said that her bed was too scary on Saturday, So she said, I want to sleep in your bed. We let her sleep in our bed on Saturday night. Woke up 1 a.m. to just getting kicked in the fucking head over and over because my 2-year-old is sleeping like with her legs on the pillow and her head down like towards the end of the bed, and she's just kicking like crazy. And it was like having I don't know if anyone else has ever co-slept with their toddler, but it's like having a ferret or a possum in your bed or something like that. Like they spin all night and they have no politeness about it. They like take their whole weight off the bed and then smash it down onto the mattress. So at 3 a.m. finally, after waking up like 20 times, I was like, I gotta put you back in the crib. And she freaked out. She was like, no, it's too scary. And I said, I'm just gonna put you in the crib and daddy's gonna go to the potty. Can daddy go to the potty? And she said, yeah, daddy can go to the potty. I went and stood in the bathroom for 2 minutes. When I came out, she was asleep. It's the perfect crime. I didn't even have to pee. Genius moments in parenting history.
Once more.
I did play a lot of Darkest Dungeon 1. I was never that great at it, but I did beat the campaign on radiant mode once. Just wait till Skootie gets his hands on it. I feel bad for Skootie, because like I don't know anything about their content. They seem nice. But most of my familiarity with Skootie is someone that watches both of us getting really upset that I play games that both of us play badly. And then like being like, yeah, well, Skootie did this with both hands tied behind his back and both eyes closed. And I'm like, damn, dude, I don't even... Why are you doing like character assassination on Skootie? It's like I've been in the shoes that sometimes I'll be like on someone else's stream and they'll be like, well, NL... actually, he won like 117 Isaac runs in a row. And I'm like, well, if NL was here, he'd tell you to shut up and be like, good job, but take Magic Mush next time. Death's Door. Hey, NL, what do you think about Jokic and the Phoenix Suns owner getting into some fisticuffs? Listen, if I know one thing, it's basketball. I know nothing about the rules of basketball, but here's what I'm going to say. What I saw in the clip was Nikola Jokic grabbing a ball and getting ready to make a play, and then the owner, who is in the stands, putting his hand up and stripping the ball off of the player, at which point Jokic went, what? And then put like his forearm into his chest and pushed him back into his seat fairly lightly. And the owner went, whoa! Probably partly because he was surprised and partly because every player in the NBA is like 6'8", 280 pounds. So even just a little gesture could probably send you. But I don't think he did anything wrong. Now that being said, I don't know anything about basketball. The NBA players should probably not be assaulting the fans, but at the same time, the fans shouldn't be touching the players either. That's just how it looked to me as a non-fan, okay? If I'm getting involved in the drama. Has he disabled the scenes that happen at Mac's relationship? Excuse me. Please don't trick me. Has he disabled the scenes that happen at Mac's relationships? I don't believe you.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
They're 6 hours long and they're unskippable. You talked about how the bones were their money like 3 times. Yeah, that's because I forgot whether I said it or not. Day one, are you going to see Oppenheimer or are you going to see Barbie? I'll do you one better, brother. I'm not going to see either of them in theaters. If I had to choose, I would see Oppenheimer because I'm a you know what for Chris Nolan. I mean, he's coming off of the best movie ever made, Tenet. But I'm not that interested in Oppenheimer, honestly, because I don't like nonfiction movies. I could just read the Wikipedia article. I'll give him a chance, though. What about Dunkirk? It wasn't really my tempo, if I'm being honest with you. I did watch it on an airplane, though, the way Chris Nolan did not intend. 1917, way better. Haven't seen that one either, to be honest with you. If they wanted me to see these movies, they should have come out when I didn't have a baby. Now I have a baby, or I had a baby during that period at least. Now I have a toddler. And they're like, have you seen this movie? It's like, nah, dude. Obviously not. If you wanted me to see that shit, it should have come out in like 2006 or something like that. Holy cow! What a shot! It's just HD Isaac. Everything is Isaac when you think about it. Cooking dinner, it's just Isaac. Chopping the vegetables is shooting the enemies. Throwing it in the pan is going into the item room. Adding hoisin sauce is like turning on mods. Like, life is just applied Isaac, man. I just thought that today. I mean, my life changed for me once I started to think about life exclusively as if it was Isaac. Like that venture capitalist on Twitter who set an alarm 4 times a day to put him in the mindset he needed to be in at that time of day to be most productive. 5 a.m., morning ninja. That's when you wake up and you do all the stuff you need to do to get your day started. You drink a liter of water from the sink, no glass. You do 90 minutes of perineum sunning. You do 3 seconds of guided meditation. Then, starting at 9 a.m., employee of the millennium. That's when you get all your work done. 6 p.m., your alarm goes off. Remember, you have a family. That's the one where you're like, hey, I'm going to take my kids to the park. Hey, I'm going to tell my wife I love her and help out with chores around the house. And then 9 p.m., Coomer Superstar. Non-stop. Whacking it, jelking, whatever you're into. 4 or 5 hours of that. Then you go to bed, you wake up, you're a morning ninja. You do it all over again. What about the guy who lives 3 days every day? That is one of my favorite videos. The guy who says like, oh, like my 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., that's one day for me. So I like finish that day, then I start another day, 2 to 9 p.m., that's one more day. Then 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., that's my third day. So at the end, think of this. After one day, I'm ahead of you. After 7 days, I'm destroying you. After a year, I've crushed you. And after 10 years, you're not even in my rearview mirror anymore.
My days are 6 hours. And some days I just screw off. Some days are Netflix and chill. You do nothing.
Okay, so 6 hours.
6 hours from 6 a.m. to noon. That's a day. And in that day, you get the most love, fun, business, money, whatever you want. Third day, second day, noon to 6 p.m. Same thing. That's another day. And 6 p.m. to midnight. I'm sleeping in some of those days, too. I get 21 days a week.
Okay.
You stack that up over a year, I'm going to kick your butt in business in life. You stack that up over a decade, I get a bigger, longer life than you.
Wow.
Because I get time and technology. It's not the same as it was in 1903. It's different now. You should measure your time different.
You got a problem with hustle culture? My only problem with hustle culture is the hustle influencers. Like, if your desire in life is to, like, bust your ass, that's fine. But, like, you shouldn't have time to post then. Imagine how much more hustling you could do if you weren't faking being popular on podcasts. And writing, like, insanely long tweet threads about, like, how to be successful. Your ass was actually, like, doing the work. Like, then that's one thing, but I think that's the hustle, yes. I think the hustle is that you project the image of hustling so that other people are like, whoa, this guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. And then they pay for your Substack or your newsletter, and then you don't have to hustle so much anymore. You got other people hustling on your behalf. You know what I was thinking the other day? I think I've made this joke before, like a few years ago. How funny is the subreddit Gentleman Boners? It's like, can you imagine what kind of person you are? No offense if you go there, but like, just think about this. Have some self-awareness. Gentleman Boners is a subreddit for images of beautiful women, but not debasing themselves. not showing off all the goods. Instead, they're dressed in, you know, elegant evening wear and stuff like that. I love the idea that's like, we're going to oogle you. We're going to masturbate to the images to completion. But we're going to do it respectfully. This is not a normal boner, okay? This is not the boner. It's not a boner from a place of malevolence. It's not disrespectful. These are gentlemen's boners, okay? No. I'm not jerking off to a nude image of you. It's an image of you just dressed for a night out. It's a gentleman's boner. No, not an image you took for the purposes of having people achieve sexual climax. An image that you just took to show off, hey, I'm going out for dinner tonight. Yes, it's called a gentleman's boner. A gentleman's boner. I don't debase myself by looking at that filth. Anyway, I am looking respectfully. We have a taunt and a dodge and a riposte. Honestly, get smoked. You've also been combo pieced. These guys work together better now that they hate each other. Like, how messed up is that? They got a real Ross and Rachel thing going on. My housemate has been watching How I Met Your Mother, and my living room has become a radioactive zone unfit for human occupation. Well, listen. How I Met Your Mother was not that bad of a show when it came out. It was on the higher end of 3-camera sitcoms. But the industry has pivoted so far past 3-camera sitcoms that I understand where you're coming from. When every comedy on TV was a 3-camera sitcom, How I Met Your Mother was like a top 10. Now, the world has turned and left it here. I watched probably like 6 seasons of it. And then I remember, like, Kate and I used to watch it back in, like, 2012 when we ate dinner. I just remembered, like, I watched, like, 3 episodes in a row and didn't enjoy any of them. And I was like, we shouldn't watch this anymore. And she was like, okay. And then we never did. It was like 1 season from the end, and we just stopped. I was expecting you to eviscerate the show. It's fine, like... I mean, really the reason is not... Oh! The reason it's getting eviscerated, or not getting eviscerated, is because there are so many other absolutely god-awful shows that came out in, like, the same period. We desperate few. Help us. Scruples are the first casualty of war. So basically, like, kill this guy, take his baguettes. I don't think so. I'm loath to admit, peasant victuals tempt me. Their stores might hold rarities we lack. I'm just looking at the dating sim relationships. I don't want to lose Torch, man. I'm scared of losing Torch. We got 30 flame and 2 slime molds. I think I robbed them. My mistake. But like, if they want me to not rob them, then like straight up they should speak English instead of like Shakespeare. Because I can't really figure out what they're trying to say. They're all talking in poetry. Cut his mic? I didn't mean it like that. If anything, in real life, if I was robbing people, I would have to rob English people, because I don't speak any other languages. I don't know how to say, give me your lunch money in any other language. I lived. +1 mastery. Plus some baubles. Bro, dude be smacking me. You're not wrong.
The loathing abates.
Me when I am eating McDonald's. 54 leagues till the inn. That still seems like it's quite some time. The loathing returns. Me 5 minutes after I finish the McDonald's. Thank you for the assist there, game. I appreciate that. Hello. You can open the door. Hi, honey. Hi, come on in. Come in. Hi. How was your new daycare? It was good? Did you make friends? Did you say hi? Yeah, you said hi. The other girl said your mommy's coming soon? Yeah. Well, she was right? You only had a short date today. Yeah, there is hair on the bandage because you put this nice little Grogu bandage on me. You applied it to a part of my leg that is completely saturated with leg hair. So Daddy, he took it off this morning. I don't know how well people can see. It certainly, let me just say it, the treatment was worse than the disease because the disease was nothing. I hope you had a good day, honey. Was it fun? Tomo? Tomo? It's a real problem. I think we need to put some defense on her just in case. Hi, honey. What do you? Oh, you got me some cereal?
Is no time to falter.
Thank you. Hi, oh, you give me the spoon for the cereal? Yeah. Okay, here. I'll take the bowl. I'm not sure I can eat all this. Wow, it's so tasty. What flavor is it? Vanilla and chocolate? Those are two of my favorite flavors. There's a 50% chance to dodge. Really appreciate that one not coming through. I'm no expert with these clunky tools. Oh no.
The battlefield has claimed its doom.
Quick battlefield medicine.
Impeccably timed.
Bro, now that's just desecration at this point. I should have gone into the creature's den. Nice miss. What an animation, man. Who's repairing? Nobody's repairing on this turn? So you're saying there's a chance? Oh! Please? Oh! He's crazy. Big whoop. I don't care. Stress him out. Ah!
Equation unfavorably rounded down.
Meltdown. Meltdown seems really bad. Anybody else or just me? Okay, well, we have no choice but to start doing incisions respectfully. And this is like, you just embrace it. It's all done. Now, you're super strong now. Let's give you one of those. Okay, see, you got a little bleed on him. 3 for 5 turns. Another incision. I know he needs to heal to get out of death's door, but we also need to make sure he's killing enemies. They attack the tombstone. He's dead. I mean, we could live. We need to do 7. This does 4 to 10. This does 4 to 7. With a 30% crit. I guess I'd rather do it this way. Oh!
Forward and effective.
+1 armor. Heroes remains deliverable to the inn. I don't know, brother. Can I just go to the inn? Can I not? They say like if you go to the inn, it's worth it because you get to keep your candles. But am I not, when I get to Oblivion's Ingress, am I not just going to get killed? Yes. Okay, in that case, I would like to end my expedition. You'll forgo any bonus candles that you would earn if you make it to the next inn? Absolutely not. I'm not worried about that at all. Really, abandon? Yes. I think we made the right decision. Like, there's no way we're making it through that right there. At least this way we get to preserve some candles for, like, permanent improvements. 27 candles. That was the correct decision. I appreciate that. Thank you. Good choice. A sensible decision. At least take me to the altar here. Altar of Hope. You gotta know when to fold them, man. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom again. Sparkling water is working its way right through me. When we come back, I don't know if I should be tempting fate, but I think we'll play a little bit of Wildfrost. Just when I thought the frost couldn't get any wilder, you go and do something like this. I enjoyed Darkest Dungeon 2, though. I think I will play it more this week. Why are there so many threads on Wall Street Bets about people drinking pee? I don't know. I would also love to know the answer to that, if chat has an answer for that. There's nothing wrong with it. There's something a little wrong with it. It's Piss Monday. Be that as it may. Please rate Dumb and Dumber. I'll be straight up with you. Dumb and Dumber, top 10 comedy of all time. Definitely beats the piss out of Duck Soup. I would consider Dumb and Dumber to be an all-timer. Does it beat Dune? Oh, it clears Dune. Without a doubt. Jim Carrey equals funny face equals I'm laughing. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Just being straight up with you, I don't know what you want me to say. Dumb and Dumber is just an all-time classic film. And I don't care who knows it. And I refuse to apologize. You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry at all. Okay, give me some more armor. Thank you. Okay, you get the kill, so you get some armor. I'm gonna smack you. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. You can't triple stamp a la 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 la. I mean, there's just some great moments in Dumb and Dumber. I got robbed by an old lady on a motorized cart. And I didn't even see it coming. If you grew up in the 90s, Dumb and Dumber was your Citizen Kane. I think that's definitely probably true. Phil Collins kind of mid. I will say, as someone who's been forced to listen to a lot of Disney soundtracks, I definitely do feel like the most overrated Disney soundtrack of my youth is the Tarzan soundtrack. I never want to hear You'll Be in My Heart ever again. And Strangers Like Me is okay. Like, that one's all right, but the rest of the Tarzan soundtrack, I'm a heavy snooze on. I think they tried to recreate what Elton John did on The Lion King, and they just didn't get there. It's no disrespect to Phil Collins. Like, Elton John, maybe he had more to work with. He wrote some classics, but I feel like Phil Collins did not get there. Worst take ever? I get it. You're 5 years younger than me, so you were at, like, the perfect age to love the Tarzan soundtrack and listen to it nonstop. I'm 5 years older than you, so I listen to the Lion King soundtrack nonstop. It's just we're products of our generation, okay? None of Phil Collins' kids are watching my stream because, like, one of his kids is a very famous actress. She's probably out, like, you know... Well, you know what? Maybe because of the writer's strike, she's actually at home chilling, in which case I'd love to apologize to Lily Collins. But also... I don't care if, like, I'm not saying Phil Collins is a bad man. All I'm saying is that for me personally, I don't think he did a great... I think that the soundtrack to Tarzan is overrated. I'm not saying, like, I wish her dad any, you know, ill or anything like that. I'm just saying, for me personally, I think the soundtrack is not that good. Now, that being said, I enjoy some of Phil Collins' solo work. Like, for example, Susudio. There's a girl who's been on my mind all the time. Susudio. This is a terrible take. I didn't realize, if you ever say anything positive about a Marvel movie, chat will get on your ass. If you ever say anything negative about the Tarzan soundtrack, people are like, oh, pump the brakes. Everybody relax. Please pump the brakes on that one. I had no idea people even like Tarzan. I'm just telling you, I think part of the reason for that might be because it's not that good. Toy Story soundtrack? Now we're talking. Toy Story soundtrack goes crazy. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You could hit Sneasel instead and get some draw, but like, let's not even risk it. Toy Story's one song. Yeah, but then they brought it back. Lyle Lovett's also on the soundtrack. They do You Got a Friend in Me too. And Toy Story 4's got some bangers too. It's got I was a lonesome cowboy. He's going fully Noomlin mode. It was still a good run. Dude, it's just like it's impossible. And now I'm dead. I'm dead. Because he's going to apply 5 overburn, which is going to kill us all. Game too hard? MALF, I just want to tell you, I've never felt like more relief than when you joined Jackbox after playing Wildfrost, and you said it's a good game. It is kind of hard, though. My previous run was just too good. It's like, it's hard, man. Okay, we're running it back, and we're gonna try. I mean, the other thing is I just didn't draw ink when I needed to draw ink. So like, we played well just to make it as far as we possibly could have. I don't think realistically we were ever gonna beat our boss with that build. Maybe if we got the perfect draw, but thoughts on oat milk, goated or smoted? I definitely would not smite it. Just feel like that's kind of ignorant. I honestly, something changed within me. You know what it was? I got very little sleep on Saturday night because our child was sleeping in our bed and was being like mighty annoying about it. No disrespect or whatever. So I had a cup of coffee and then I did my Peloton rides. And then I said, you know what? I think I want another cup of coffee. I made like half a cup of cold brew with ice and said, let's mix it up. Let's get fancy. I put a little, like a splash of oat milk, just enough to change the color a little bit. And it was smooth, man. No wonder people are like drinking it. It turns out they're drinking it because it's good. So this morning, I went 1 cup and I ran just a little bit of oat milk. And I enjoyed it immensely. Oat milk worse than cereal, but better in coffee. I've been using it in my coffee. Like I'm a true believer. I think I'm gonna have BG become the true tank because her Bomba gets way better. Plus, it's good for the environment. Or it's better than almond milk for the environment. We take those. I eat it because it tastes good. But the fact that it's better for the environment obviously means that I'm a better person. So you're about to do 2 damage. I would love if you did that to you. You're about to do some damage. That's also nice. You trigger whenever junk is destroyed. We'd love to knock this fool out. Let's start with the Sun Song box. On Sugma. I thought that was the boss. You may remember that from when I called them the boss. You're about to apply 5, and then you're going to use some aimless. Aimless is mighty annoying. I'm gonna keep you at bay for a minute. Okay, insane draw. Chat, why didn't that get a kill? Didn't they have 1 HP and I dropped a Noomlin Yank on them? No, they have 7 HP? Oh. Well, okay, you don't have to be mean about it just because I can't read. This is not a combo piece, but that's okay. Handful of junk. Why are you phrasing it like that, though? And you're going to be like what? You know what you said. This gets a kill. Ah, it's Barrage! Ah! Now, am I crazy to think that... Hang on. No, we could do it. We just use your Noomlin first, because it's free, and then use the junk. There we go. We didn't even have to use the Bink. Frost Guardian. When an ally is killed, Lose half. I was going to say, you shouldn't get to attack this turn, in my opinion. We need to redraw and get a Bomba Barrel. She can only heal to 11 maximum. Still, your sacrifice is not in vain. And then we just junk you. You're going to hit for 1. We junk you, get hit once, and then junk you again. Owned. It's just that easy. We finally did it. All it took was a deck that doesn't play any creatures. It just has... it just plays cards. I'm not even worried about smuggling. Like, if they're summoning monsters, the monsters in our deck were like nothing, I think. They got smuggling. They got a little Sneasel. I mean, BG is kind of annoying, don't get me wrong, but... Mega Mimic triggers when an ally attacks, lose 1 heart. I have tears in my eyes. Hey, Crack Dota, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, /marker Wildfrost. We did it! We did it! Okay, run me back one. I mean, we've only got 29 minutes. It's not too likely, but let's give it a chance. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Librarian, I saw you going. I mean, I would say with your tweets, you did go a little Jamie Lee Curtis mode. Now, I would be inclined to say that there's nothing wrong with that. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. 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 I'm kind of losing it, by the way. A lot of people, for whatever reason, seem to think that Jamie Lee Curtis mode is less crazy than Joker mode. I'm here to tell you it's much crazier. I don't know why people would assume that Jamie Lee Curtis is less powerful than the Joker, but I'm here to tell you that I decidedly disagree with that. I think Jamie Lee Curtis mode is more dangerous than Joker mode. What if Jamie Lee Curtis became the Joker? I could easily see it happening. Not because I think that she's like mentally unstable, merely because I think that she has that kind of range. She kind of do, though. She kind of do what? She do have the range to be the Joker? Absolutely. Clueless, he can finish this run in 2 minutes. You laugh, but it's definitely gonna happen. Probably because I'm gonna die. Burp, 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 burp. I can't really summon anything this turn. This is horrendous. I will redraw instead. If I summon it... I didn't know that killed Groff. I didn't do the math right. Turns out 1 equals 1. Well, I'll just level with it. It's not my favorite hand I've ever had. We're toast, dude. I'm sorry. When there were no more enemies spawning, I thought there was a chance. As soon as I saw that there were enemies spawning, I'm like, no, there's no way. Fair enough. Oh. Take me back to town. Good Wildfrost. I had a great time playing Darkest Dungeon 2 today as well. Very game-driven day today. Bomb Bomb. Deals 6 damage to self and allies in the row. Barrage. Well, that's scary. /marker me. Wildfrost. Bomb Bomb kind of cracked. I can fix her. People have only unlocked like 4 things. Anyway, let me see if my wife is ready to stream. I don't know what's wrong with me, dude. I'm gonna go and pee like crazy today. Only had like maybe 2 liters of water today. I've been going pee like nuts. Hello. Are you ready to stream? I'm not saying I'm going through kidney failure. But like, there are days where, maybe this is normal. There are days where I drink 5 liters of liquid, sparkling water, BioSteel coffee, and I pee like 3 times the whole day. And I keep being like, why am I not peeing? I'm drinking so much liquid. And then today is like I drank like very little amount of liquid considering I was sweating in the morning. And I've been peeing like it's going out of style. So water retention and kidney stuff is probably okay if I had to guess. 5 liters is way too much. No, bro, because on the Peloton I sweat out 1.5 liters. So you could like remove 1.5 liters. That takes me down to like 3.5 liters right there. And then I'm just, coffee shouldn't count. Coffee, I have like maybe a pint of coffee a day. That takes you down to 3. 3 is still within the normal range of fluid consumption annually, daily, I would say. Low carb load? Nah, man, I've been eating goldfish like crazy. Like crazy. And I'm pretty sure there is nothing in there but carbohydrates, if I had to guess. I've been eating a lot of goldfish. There's some salt too. Oh, maybe I'm eating so much goldfish, so many goldfish, that it is causing me to just retain water due to the salt consumption. I don't know. Kate is live. I will see you tomorrow. What are we going to play? I don't know. Tears of the Kingdom. Just joking. See you.
Oh yeah, Peppa Pig is talking. peppaTalk. Oh man, Ghost Mop. That's pretty good.
Whoa, peppaTalk.
Yeah. Are we going to Costco after?
We don't have to. It's up to you.
I need to.
Oh, let's go.
Is your eye okay? Is your eye okay?
What happened to my eye?
I don't know, when you rubbed your eye and then you said let's go, your eye looked like Cyborg's eye that was not working. It looked like your eye was not opening right. Is your eye okay?
I think so.
Because when you were like this, and then you said let's go, it was like...
Oh, did it?
Yeah, the eye was like, are you a cyborg?
Oh, okay.
Are you not human?
I don't know what happened. The cyborg, did it turn like red or something?
No, like it was like lagging. Your eye did not open. Your eye only opened halfway.
Oh. Still working off the Saturday night sleep.
Are you a cyborg? Can you tell me if you're a cyborg?
I'm not a cyborg.
Are you human?
I can tell you what images contain that traffic light.
Are you a highly intelligent cyborg?
We're gonna play Catch Me If You Can.
Are you a high intelligent robot? Did I marry a robot? Oh man, Ghost Mop. How did you do that so quick? Did you just do that like in 10 minutes? How did you do that? What a magician, dude. For reals. The first day new daycare, who this new mommy? It doesn't work. I honestly thought that there would be new kids, because she said there were 3 spots open. And so I expected like fellow new daycare moms and kids on the drop-off, but I did not see any new kids. So I was like highly monka, and like it was like OGs coming in, and I'm like, oh man, look at all these OGs. Then I thought she said come at 8:30, so I got there 8:30, and then she's like, oh my god, you're like an hour early. And I was like, oh no, I am. And she's like, yeah, I told you to come at 9:30, not 8:30. And I was like, oh no. And then she's like, it's okay. She said, it's okay, just, we'll roll with it. And I was like, okay, that's good. And then, she started to peppa talk, like, non-stop, about how I don't know. I just felt like it's good to be informative. You know what I mean? It's better than like lack of knowledge. But I have gone through it before, and I kind of know how it goes. And then in the previous daycare, she went there for a year and a half, and yet still she cried every morning. And the new daycare provider, she was like, that's highly not normal. She should not cry, especially like couple of months or a few months after starting. Like crying every morning for like year and a half, like that's crazy. And I was like, yes, she's very affectionate, she's very attached to me, so but like in the previous daycare, like she told me like she calmed down like 5 minutes, you just give her a book and she would just calm down right away. But then the new daycare lady was like, no, that's not right. She's like, I guarantee you, if you follow my instruction in couple of months, maximum few months, she will not cry when you drop her off. She will just say bye bye mommy, and then she will just go and play. And then here I am in my head, I'm just like, that sounds nice. It would be great if you can do it. But I'm not doubting her ability, but I'm not doubting her just because, I know my daughter and she's like mini version of me in some ways. And she's very attached to me and she's very affectionate, and like, it makes sense to why she would cry, but she doesn't cry for like whole day. It's just like just a drop off 5 minute little cry and then she just gets over it. And to me that doesn't seem like a big deal. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's kind of like a natural way. Some kids they're okay with like saying bye to moms. Luna is not. Luna has never gotten over it. And I think that's fine, because like it's not that she doesn't get over it, it takes time for her to get over it. But I don't know why the new daycare lady found that was very not normal and how she's gonna fix it. And then she started talking about how like I should treat her in the house and things like that. And she thought I was very like helicopter mom. You know what I mean? Like I would hover around everything, watch her doing what she's doing, play with her 24/7. And she was giving me advice not to do that. But then I was like, man, that ain't me. I didn't have courage to say like, oh my gosh, that's not me. I just like let her play by herself. Sometimes I'm playing mahjong and then she's in her room playing like toys. I didn't have hearts to say that to the daycare lady. But like I don't know, for some reason she thought I was like a helicopter mom. I'm very opposite from that. And she's like, so at home you should practice, like mommy's gonna drink some tea, come back to mommy after 10 minutes, then we'll play. And I'm like, man, I like vacuum every day and that takes me more than 10 minutes. And I'm not playing with her while I'm vacuuming because it's impossible. And Luna is not crying or anything. So I don't know. I guess she's just being people talk, a lot of information, what to do, all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, I don't know what it is. When I meet somebody that is like not really backseating about parenting, but kind of telling me what to do with my child, I get so nervous. It's not that I get pissed off. It's like I get nervous whenever I meet somebody that tells me what to do with my daughter, like parenting stuff. Especially it's not like I didn't ask for it, but like daycare provider, she was like, do this, do that, so that she will not cry on the drop off. And I'm like, man, I'm doing that, and like I'm doing that more. Not just that, I'm doing that more than that. But let the new daycare lady know about Lucas. That melted my heart. When I saw the Valentine's Day card and it said Lucas, I was like, who's Lucas? Ruka, so cute. And then I dropped her off. I thought I was gonna be with her the whole time, but then she's like, nah, you leave. Come back in an hour. And I was like, what? And I was like, okay. So I left. I just sat in the car, watched Ryan stream. I watched Ryan streaming while I was waiting. Just in case I didn't want to leave the area, you know, just in case. Anyways, I just went and then I came back and the daycare lady was like, "Oh my gosh, your daughter is so smart." And I was like, I forgot that my daughter is smart. And I was like, "Oh yeah, she is smart." And then she's like, she knows all the colors. Like she was like nonstop talking to me. She was telling me that she likes blueberries, strawberries, bananas, but she does not like apple. Is that correct? And I was like, yeah, that's right. She does not like apple. And then the daycare lady was like, "Oh my gosh, she was telling the truth." And I was like, yeah, yeah. And then she's like, "Your daughter, like she was introducing herself to other kids and she was talking to other kids and she was the first one to finish the snacks. And I told her tomorrow she has to bring a water bottle." And then she then asked Luna, what did I tell you to bring tomorrow?" And then Luna goes, "Water bottle and snacks." And then the daycare lady's like, "Oh my gosh, her memory is amazing." She's like a 10-year-old kid. Like I told her the water bottle like 30 minutes ago and then like she still remembers it. And I was like, you know, I don't really interact with other kids, so I don't know how other 2.5-year-old kids act or talk. But I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my daughter." She's smurfing at daycare. Hello. We're talking about you. Yeah, what did the girls say when you were crying? That's right. The girls said, "Don't worry, your mommy's coming soon. Don't cry." Right? Yeah, that was so nice. And then tomorrow, what do we need to bring to the daycare? Water bottle and snacks, right? And lunch? Not lunch, snacks. We're gonna pack some blueberries, strawberries, and banana, right? Yeah. Did you say you like apples? No. Do you like apples? Daddy likes apples. What did you eat for snacks? Why do you say ZAZA? What is ZAZA? And then yesterday, I saw a girl selling Girl Scout cookie with her mom and dad. And I was like, "Pog! Girl Scout is not dead." I was so worried because I really want to send Luna to Girl Scout because I went to Girl Scout and I honestly had a great time at Girl Scout. I didn't learn anything, but I didn't get any like trauma, which is pretty rare. I feel like whenever I go to a new environment or like, you know, like when there's a lot of people, I tend to like develop a trauma. But Girl Scout camps and all the Girl Scout stuff, no trauma, which is amazing. I remember well actually never mind. To be fair, it's not Girl Scout's fault, but I just remember that I have developed 2 traumas during the Girl Scout camp. But to be fair, it's not their fault. One was that they gave me a chewy caramel, and I was chewing the chewy caramel, but then it became a glue, and it pulled my molar out. And to be fair, it was the baby molar, so it was supposed to be taken out, I guess. But I didn't know that it was gonna come off. It was like actually a horror movie. I was like, chew, and then it became like stickiest cement. It made me felt like my upper jaw and the bottom jaw got stuck, and I was like, "Arr! Arr!" But I couldn't open my jaw. I was like, "Ooh, ooh," and then I went like, "Gah!" and I opened it, and then the baby molar came out. I was like, And then the blood, oh my god, the blood. It was just, like, it looked like I was gonna die. And then, just imagine, like, they gave caramel to every kid, and then they were like, chew, 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 and this girl went like, ooh, ooh, God, and then just mouth pouring blood, and I was like, ah! And then I couldn't say anything, right? Because I still had the caramel, and then that caramel had my molar, and then all that was in my mouth while the blood was gushing out. And then I was like, ah! And then the girl's like, ah, oh my gosh, she's puking blood! She's puking blood! And I was like, ah! And I got scared because all the girls, like, close to me were screaming. And then the adult came by and then she was like, oh my god, what's going on? Why are you puking blood? And I was like, because I couldn't talk because of the blood and the caramel. Okay, that was pretty traumatic. Now, ever since then, I actually cannot eat caramel anymore. I do not like caramel, and I cannot eat caramel anymore because of that. That was terrifying, and sometimes I have that same nightmare. Well, like, that trauma, like, I have that as a nightmare time to time, maybe like once a month, and it's and that happened like long time ago. Very long time ago, probably like I would say 15 years ago, and yet I still dream about it. It was very bad. And then the other one was like you go to summer camps, and there were a lot of slugs in those woods. And this one crazy psychotic girl, every time she saw a slug, she goes like, slugs! And then she would jump on it and then burst the slugs into just mush. And then she was like, Kate, you do it too. You step on them very hard and then they just explode. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But then this girl kept doing it. Just kept, like, every time she sees the slug, she would just, like, stomp on it and it just explodes. That was disgusting. That was another PTSD. But thankfully, I have not seen slugs ever since then. So the PTSD has never really triggered. Thank God. But I think if I see a big slug, I think I might throw up. For sure. You're telling me there's a psycho like that out there somewhere? I don't know what to tell you. I think she was my cabin mate. Like, she was sharing the cabin with me. And it wasn't like I knew her or anything. It's just, they just assigned me with her and I didn't know who she was. She was from, like, different area of Girls Guide. Because Girls Guide had, like, they have, like, a region in, like, different cities. And, like, they were, like, I don't know, they were somewhere else. That girl's crazy. Never mind, I developed 2 PTSD from Girls Guide Camp. Either way, those 2 are very unique. It's not really related with the camp. So, but either way, I want Luna to join Girls Guide. And I thought it went away due to COVID. Because there's like the Girls Guide, like, equipment center. Like, it's like a place that you can buy Girls Guide uniforms and equipment and stuff, and it's a very specific store, and there's only one in Vancouver, and I recently saw that it closed down, and I was like, oh my gosh, that means there's no Girls Guide in Vancouver. Oh no. And I was very sad about it. But then yesterday I saw a Girls Guide selling Girls Guide cookie, and I was like, yo, Paul, it's not gone. And I bought the cookie. I bought the box of cookies. Did you know? I actually played the whole Messiah. Holy moly. That, if you play the whole Messiah, that shit is like 2.5 hours long. That is insanely long. And nobody knows any other songs other than the Hallelujah. That's the last one. And I'm pretty sure there's like, the Hallelujah is 37 or 38 of the whole songs. And it's not even like songs, it's like songs. Whatever, it's pronounced songs anyway. and like with the choir during the Christmas. I played that with the Baroque oboe. Holy moly, I was there with the Baroque oboe, Baroque cello, Baroque violin. It was this Baroque flute. We were like, as a music student, we were like OG. And I played the whole Messiah, dude. I'm pretty sure that has leveled me up to a maximum Christmas enjoyer. I don't know who could stand, or for like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours of just like songs that you don't know, just waiting for the last song, which is Hallelujah. Not Baroque. The period. Baroque, not broke. Not broke oboe. Baroque. My God. Not broke. Not as. You thought I said I was playing with like broke violin, like the broken violin. What the hell, man? That's hilarious. Baroque.
Hey, no.
What are you doing?
We have to leave mommy to work, okay?
Oh my God. I closed the door and she opens the door. She had a water bottle and then she spilled on her head and on the ground. She's crying and you're laughing? Cause it's if you cannot cry, you laugh. Try to make it better, you know what I'm saying? She looked like she was gonna curse me. You know, like in the movie when the guy is like really angry, they say like, I curse you! And then like the mouth wide open screaming. That was her face. She was crying, she was looking at me. And Ryan just grabbed her from the back and then pulled her away from me. And I was like, man, that's... you just gotta laugh at some stuff.
Well, aerial mist for you? Look at this mist. Isn't it neat? Doesn't it make your uninstallation complete? Don't I look like the Pog who has everything? Sorry. What is it called? Javelin tackle. I want to yeet where the streamers are. I want to dolphin dive into tackle. Popping my ult when you do your, what is it called? Atomic punchline. Sorry. So, but I can't stop. I'm not gonna, just because I said sorry doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. Up where they pog, up where they stun, up where they spam mist all day for their fun. Wish I could